Today on the channel, the top 10 Jakks Class Superstars countdowns continue, as today we're counting down my top 10 favorite Jakks Deluxe Classic Superstars figures.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another Jakks Classic Superstars video, a Tuesday staple here on the channel for over 2 years and running right now. And if this is your first time to the channel, make sure you check out the playlist on YouTube, as we've talked about every single series imaginable of Classic Superstars. And also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future Jakks Classic Superstars content, countdown, review. You get the point by now. But today we got a special video. We're still in countdown mode, and today we're doing a top 10 countdown of my favorite Jakks Deluxe Classic Superstars figures of all time. As we know from prior videos, these were North America Toys R Us exclusive figures. Very, very cool, very sentimental figures for me in my time hunting the Classic Superstars line. And as always in these lists, this is my list. Make sure you put your list in the comments down below, and make sure you put them in order. That is the fun part. That's the fun of these lists. A lot of good Jakks Deluxe Classic Superstars over the years. Now, this list is only the regular traditional series. I am not counting the exclusives from ringside, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do a top 10 exclusives countdown here on the channel eventually, and those will be a part of that. But this is just for the mainline single releases that were at Toys R Us in the Jakks Deluxe Classic. So make sure you put your list in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's kick it off. Let's see who came in at number 10. All right, let's kick off the countdown. We kick it off at number 10, and number 10 comes from Jakks Deluxe Classic Series 6. Any ideas? Any guesses? Well, here's one. Eddie Guerrero. Yes, Eddie Guerrero in the Jakks Deluxe Classics lineup right there. Looking good. I love the green pants Eddie, the bright, vibrant colors. And then once again, the one thing I really do like about a lot of these Deluxe Classics over the years is the beautiful head scans. And we've said it before, and I'll probably say it again. I am a broken record at this point. I always say the Jakks Deluxe Aggression Deluxe Classic style figures were the bridge to Mattel from the Ruthless Aggression style. This was how things were evolving and changing, and this is the blueprint for our Mattel Elites that we love to this day. But this is a very, very cool figure. Of course, the title belt adds a lot to figures. Love a good accessory, especially a belt accessory. And as I've always said, I absolutely do love the Jakks Deluxe Classic belts. I always felt like they had the best belts of any toy line still to this day. But it's Eddie. Looks just like Eddie. You got the bright colors, the old Latino heat colors. Short hair Eddie on this one, so more of a end of the days run when he was the champion, all that kind of stuff. We're not talking WCW Eddie after all. But a very good set in Series 6 with Sergeant Slaughter, Hillbilly Jim, Kane, and Triple H rounding out the set with Eddie Guerrero. But this Eddie Guerrero, very colorful. Not my favorite figure as it is at number 10, but a good representation of Eddie, and that's why he's in at number 10. All right, next up in our countdown at number 9 comes from Jakks Deluxe Classic Series 4. Who are we talking about? Well, we're talking to a guy I need to visit. Who is that? It's Brutus the Barber Beefcake. It's time for old Kyle to get a haircut, and I'm waiting for Brutus to come to an indie show locally so he could do the trick for me. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be something? Better videotape that bad boy. But of course, Brutus Barber Beefcake, a fabulous Brutus Beefcake. Always kind of reminds me of more throwback to his Greg Valentine partner days, but love the color here, the bright yellow. I'm a guy that likes shiny, colorful things. What can I say? Love the bright yellow tights on him. Of course, got the see-through mesh on the side there. Got his crazy-looking eyes. Very reminiscent of his Hasbro back in the day. His WWF Hasbro figure with the wild, wacky eyes. Of course, you get the shears with Brutus. You got to have shears with Brutus. And then he has his bow tie. So a fabulous Brutus Beefcake figure. One day we'll do a top 5 Brutus Beefcake figures. And I got to think this is going to be pretty high on my list. We'll see what happens. But it is a good Brutus Series 4. And I'm glad they did something a little bit different. I guess there's two ways to look at that. I like that they went somewhere different here, where the traditional Classic Superstars was more of the Brutus Beefcake. I would say 90% of people remember. More iconic outfit, all kinds of stuff. They could have rehashed that and put that in Deluxe. But as we saw with the line, they tried to mix it up. They tried to do some things differently, for good and bad, depending where you sit on that matter. But I like this one, so I'm going to say it's for good. And coming in at number 9, who'da thunk it? Brutus, the Barber Beefcake. As always, we're feeling great at number 8. And number 8, once again, Deluxe Classic Superstars Countdown. This one comes from Series 7. Any guesses? Well, this is a guy, one of the most popular wrestlers of all time. One that I didn't truly connect with in his first persona in the WWF as a little kid, but I liked his later persona. But as far as his dead man persona, this is my favorite look to him. It's the Ministry of Darkness era Undertaker coming in at number 8. Now, a little bit plain Jane here. Could have used a robe, could have used a little bit more details to it as far as accessories. But as far as a figure goes, I love this Undertaker. I love this head. I love how he had the high ponytail going on. I love the like devilish beard goatee work he's got going on there. And then I love the black Ministry kind of singlet with the designs on the tights, or I guess the singlet, I guess. But a very, very good Undertaker. Nowhere near a top 10 Undertaker for me. But as far as Ministry of Darkness era Taker, it is pretty good. It is held up because of the lack of accessories, but still pretty cool. And that's why this Undertaker comes in at number 8 for me. All right, we're at the number 7 spot in the countdown here, and number 7 comes from Deluxe Classic Series 6. Who am I talking about? Well, we just talked about The Undertaker, so probably a good time to talk about, it's gotta be Kane. Yes, Kane makes an appearance here. Now, all things considered, I don't know how good of a Kane this is, really. There's a little interesting in the head sculpt. It is a little bit strange. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but I always did like this looks of this Kane. Very more demonic, very mean looking. Got the mesh in the shirt going on. Even though it is painted. Yes, it's painted. But what I like about this, and the thing that is weird, is the head sculpt. The head sculpt is very strange on here. He's got these piercing blue eyes that would make a husky blush, is what he'd have right here. And that always is strange with the goatee around it. It is a very zombified Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface type look expression, which works really good for Kane around this time. It might not be the 100%. I'm never a devil in the details as far as outfits. I've never been good at picking, saying that's the exact outfit from this or this run or whatever. I've never been good at that. So I don't know how accurate this one is, but his looks alone, and when I think of Kane figures and I see Kane figures, this is what I always think of. It's always a strange one. It is a little bit of an anomaly in the Kane world for that aspect, especially the head sculpt with the blue piercing eyes. But man, I sure do like it, and that's why he made the list. All right, we're at the number 6 spot, and number 6 is just absolutely stunning. Well, in another life, he was stunning, but this life, he's more stone cold. And as you guys know, I do prefer the stunning Steve Austin. I'm crazy, I get it. You like Mean Mark, you like stunning Steve better. I don't know, it just depends where you came into and what you're into, I guess. But there's no denying Stone Cold Steve Austin changed the wrestling business for many, many years. Still very popular to this day, no doubt about it. On a lot of people's Mount Rushmore, and I couldn't argue that with them. And when I think Stone Cold Steve Austin, man, this is what I'm thinking about right here. Of course, he did get another figure in the line in the red, kind of on the leather and stuff, where this is the black. This is the more traditional. This is the most iconic Stone Cold wear going on here. But a very, very good Stone Cold. They just killed it on these head sculpts. A lot of these Deluxe Classic head sculpts are better than Jazzwares and Mattels to this day. That's something to think about. Technology's come a long way, but apparently head sculpts haven't in some instances. But this one comes in from Series 8. Of course, he's got his knee pads, got his knee guards going on there. Looks really good. One more round is what it says on the vest. So it's the very, very last round for Stone Cold Steve Austin, but not the last round in this countdown. But here we go. But we got Stone Cold coming in at number 6. All right, we're at the halfway point. You got your list together? Make sure you put it down in the comments below. Make sure you put it in order. That's the fun part. That's the challenge. But our Deluxe Classic Superstars number 5 pick comes from Deluxe Classic Superstars Series 1. Any guesses? Well, it's a guy that's on my personal Mount Rushmore of wrestlers of all time. Who are we talking about? We're talking about old Slick Rick. We're talking about the Nature Boy Ric Flair. We're talking about the guy that's coming out of retirement to wrestle one last time later this summer in Nashville. And man, if I had business trips over to Nashville, I'd be all in. But man, Ric Flair selling the house out, still selling it out after all these years. And hopefully he can relive some of the greatness of this time of Ric Flair. A little bit younger version of Ric Flair. I'm not, once again, not sure if this Ric Flair, this is a very early version of Ric Flair, if it quite matches up with the robe. It's probably close, but I don't think it's identical when you look at the younger face here and the robe. But there's no doubt the Jakks robes, absolutely fabulous. Loved all the robes in the regular series and this one here in the Deluxe Classic. Of course, getting the big gold title belt, beautiful as always. But then you got Flair with his flowing locks. He looks really good. He makes Farrah Fawcett look like a supermodel still, I guess. But still, he has the Farrah Fawcett hair going on. But it looks pretty good. It is the Nature Boy. It is Ric Flair. He deserved to be in this line. There's no doubt in my mind. A beautiful figure, a beautiful man. Sure. But he comes in at number 5 in my countdown. Go into spot number 4 on this countdown. Number 4 comes, and he is probably my favorite Ric Flair opponent from my favorite ever Ric Flair match. Who is it? Well, he comes from Deluxe Classic Series 8. It's Chainsaw Charlie, obviously Terry Funk, and that's what I'm talking about, Flair's best opponent in my eyes. But old Chainsaw Charlie, no doubting how much I love the old funker. Chainsaw Charlie, not the greatest gimmick ever. I wish he would have came in as just regular old Terry Funk, but I'll take any Terry Funk I can get. He wants to put pantyhose and some suspenders on and grab a chainsaw, man, more power to him. He's earned that right in his career. So I do like this one. Of course, I am biased. This might not be on a lot of people's top 10 list, but anytime I get a Terry Funk, even if it's a Chainsaw Charlie figure, I am all in. That's why I'm so excited. Later this year, we get the Mattel Terry Funk as Chainsaw Charlie. That's going to be a great addition to my collection. But this one's cool. Of course, it's got the blue jeans, got the suspenders, got the pantyhose over the head, which always looks funny. It is unfortunate he didn't come with at least a chainsaw, but we've seen that Jakks chainsaw. It's pretty wimpy. It's pretty small. It's pretty embarrassing. I need to find one for my loose version of this. I should. I've never thought of this till right now. I should try to find a scaled chainsaw accessory for this figure. That would make this look a lot better on display. Maybe I can track one of those down one of these days soon. But for me, number 4, one of the all-timers for me, we're talking about Chainsaw Charlie. We're talking about Terry Funk. All right, we're down to the final 3, and the final 3 are all heavy hitters. Well, most of this whole line is heavy hitters. About everybody in this set is a Hall of Famer or will be a Hall of Famer eventually, I have to imagine. Deluxe Classic, they went, for the most part, the tippy top guys. And number 3 is right up there on many of people's Mount Rushmore. And a guy that's getting a lot of talk about lately on the AEW roster. There's been a lot of name dropping. Somebody picked those up for this guy, and he comes from Series 2. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Bret Hitman Hart. Love Bret Hitman Hart, a favorite of mine, probably just outside of my Mount Rushmore, but definitely great, very believable wrestler, especially for his time. Loved Bret, absolutely awesome. Time for the Hart Foundation, time with the solo run, I liked it all. It's sad how his career got cut short, of course. We all would have liked to have had a few more years of Bret Hart matches, but that's what happens, I guess, sometimes. I guess, as they say, it's not ballet, I've been told. But love this Bret. He does have a screaming head sculpt, but like we talked about face scans earlier, put up Jakks Bret Hart figure head sculpts against most of Mattel's. Jakks going to end up winning. This one's an interesting one. He's got a screaming head scan, but I think it looks a lot better when you throw on the glasses, and it has beautiful glasses here for Bret. I would love to see Mattel try to give us glasses like this, hopefully one day soon. It would be nice to get this style here that Jakks went with. It's great for in packaging. Not sure if it's the best for outside of packaging, but we're talking in packaging right here. But beautiful. Love the sparkle on the singlet. Beautiful pink color here. This one pops. You can't miss this one when you look at the wall of the Deluxe Classics in my Classic Superstars room. Absolutely fabulous. Love the title belt, as I always talk about. Beautiful belts from the Jakks Classic team, the Deluxe Classic team. My favorite belts in the game. This one does not disappoint either. Just all around fabulous. Not a whole lot more you'd want out of this one. Who is it? It's Bret Hart, and that's why he's at number 3. Oh boy, we're down to the final 2, and let me tell you something, brother. Number 2 comes from Deluxe Classic Series 1. Who are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is Series 1. Like I said, they had to start off hot, and they started off really hot with this Hulk Hogan. One of the best Hulk Hogan figures of all time. Absolutely fabulous figure. Got the tearaway shirt. One of the first ones to really give us that. Of course, it's the red and yellow Hulkster here, and I absolutely love the head sculpt. The screaming head sculpt scan on this Hogan looks absolutely fabulous. It's everything you know about Hulk Hogan wrapped into a figure. It really truly felt like they just shrunk him down from this era. Just absolutely beautiful. Just an awesome figure, and one that was very hard to get at first. I remember this was one of the only ones I said, said, I need 2 of these. And I'm not even that big of a Hulk Hogan fan. You guys know I bleed Warrior all day long. But I said, I have to have 2 of these. This one's so good, I got to have 1 mint on card and 1 loose. That's exactly what I did. Still have that all of these years later. Just a fabulous Hulk Hogan. One that really deserves a spot in about everybody's collection. And that's why he comes in at number 2. All right, this is it. We're at the number 1 spot. Do you got your list together? Make sure you put it in the comments section down below. And then while you're here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell, and make sure you follow along and check out the old Patreon, link in the description below as well, where you can get this video much, much earlier. And then you also get bonus content, exclusive videos, and of course, monthly giveaways. Check it all out and be there for all the fun on the Patreon. And best of all, you get to support the channel. So there it is. Now we're at the number 1 spot. Any guesses who comes in at number 1 on my countdown? Some of you guys might say, oh, yeah, that's right, because I don't think a lot of people are going to guess this one. But for me, the greatest deluxe classic figure of all time in the mainline releases comes from Series 4. It is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. To this day, I still feel this is the best Ted DiBiase figure ever released. Beautiful, iconic black suit. We all know about Ted in his black suit. Very iconic. You could say the green is, but I would say the black is a hair more. You get the greatest $1 Million title that has ever been released in this set. And then a head sculpt head scan that just says Ted DiBiase all day. The laughing $1 Million Man head sculpt. This cannot be beat. Yes, it is a suited figure. I can see people saying, oh, it loses points for that. But not for me. If you're displaying Ted DiBiase like I display my figures, this is exactly what you're looking for here. Just an absolutely fabulous, absolutely beautiful Ted DiBiase. It was number 1 Ted DiBiase figure of all time in my countdown list, and it is the number 1 Jakks Deluxe Classic Superstar figure of all time in this countdown list. So truly a Hall of Fame figure, and that's something I would like to do one day on the channel, is maybe we'll do an action figure Hall of Fame. I'll give Hall of Fame winners every single year. Maybe we'll throw it on the Patreon and we can figure something out. I don't know, but maybe one day we'll look into doing that. But this one would definitely be on a Hall of Fame list. Definitely my favorite Ted DiBiase, and definitely my favorite Deluxe Classic Superstar of all time. Remember, put yours in the list in the comments down below. I'd love to hear where you guys rank these guys out. This is a pretty hard one. Like I said, there's a lot of big-time Hall of Famers in the Deluxe Classic line, so it is getting a little tough to judge these guys. But let me know your thoughts down below. Of course, follow along SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for the top 10 Jakks Deluxe Classic Superstars figures of all time, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.